Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Learn with Anirudh. Now, this is a multi-part series, as you guys know. This is the second sorting algorithm that we're taking a look at. If you haven't had a chance to look at the bubble sort algorithm we discussed, make sure to take a look at that. And here, in this particular episode of Learn with Anirudh, we are going to look at insertion sort. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I just mentioned, we already had a chance to take a look at bubble sort. We discussed ample amount of examples. We had quiz questions, and I explained it algorithmically and eventually showed you how the code in Python works as well. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, I highly suggest you take a look at it because bubble sort is the most simple algorithm that's out there, especially with respect to sorting. Now, bubble sort is done. This episode is all about insertion sort. So let's get started to understand how insertion sort works. As always, ladies and gentlemen, you have used insertion sort in your real life also, and probably you've used insertion sort way more than bubble sort because if you guys have ever had a chance to play cards, be it poker, be it rummy or anything. Now, I don't really suggest gambling or I don't recommend gambling or anything, but if you have had a chance to play just for fun, just play for yourself, you would have used insertion sort. So if you have ever picked up a pack of cards and eventually maybe you were dealt 5 or 6 cards and you picked it up in your hand, just think about how you would arrange the cards, right? You would just compare each of it next to each other. You'll find out what is the lowest, what is the highest. Your brain really does a super fast sorting algorithm. It runs a super fast sorting algorithm, believe it or not. When you just look at it in a programmatically way, you might just be wondering, oh, this is difficult, but you actually use it in your real life as well. So take a look at this. Think of these as the cards that you have in your hand: 6, 7, 4, 2, 9, 8, 3, 5. Let's assume that these are the cards that you just got. You just picked it up from the on the table. This is exactly what you have in your hand right now. So how would you go about ordering these cards? Well, let's use insertion sort here to make sure that you guys are sorted as well. Insertion sort is super simple. I don't know why people find this to be super complicated. Let me simplify it to the most simplest of the simplest terms for you guys, as we do with all the episodes here at Learn with Anirudh. Now, step 1 of insertion sort is a weird one. The step 1 says, hey, no matter what element you have in your unordered array, just assume that the first element is already sorted. Now, isn't that a very weird way of approaching this? Look at it right now. If you manually sort this on paper, you realize that 2 is the shortest element. But no, step 1 of insertion sort says just take the leftmost element, pretend that this leftmost element is already sorted. Okay, so first step is to pretend. Done. We're good at it. We'll do it. Now, the second step is very simple. The second step is to just say, take a look at all the other elements that are out there and start comparing them. Now, what do I mean by that? Take a look at this on your screen. 6 was the first element. We assume that it is sorted and we threw it out to the left. Great. Next two elements were what? 7 and 4. Just take a look at this and compare it for yourself. Is 4 less than 7? The answer is yes. If 4 is less than 7, what do? We just do a simple swap between 4 and 7 and we eventually take 4 and put it into our sorted array. What you see in the green color is basically a sorted array. What you see in the pink or the red color is an unsorted array. So we just took 4 right there and we put it to the left. Now it's even more weirder, right? Take a look at the sorted array, 6 and 4. It's not supposed to be 6 and 4. What is it supposed to be? It's supposed to be 4 and 6 if it has to be sorted, correct? So it's very simple. The step number 3 says after adding a new element, just compare this with all the elements that are present to the left. Now we added 4 to the right. Let me just go back here. Take a look at this. We added 4 to this position. Step number 3 says compare 4 with everything that is to the left of 4. Okay, so how do we go about doing that? We just realize that 4 is less than 6 here. So if 4 is less than 6, what do? We just do a simple swap. Correct? Now it is in the correct order. Okay, so we just took a look at one simple case. What do we do for the rest of the elements? For the rest of the elements, it's simple. Just repeat everything from step 1 to step 3 and you are done with insertion sort. So what was the first step that we did? First step was we assumed in weirdness that the first element is already sorted. Now we don't have to do that anymore. The next step number 2 said just find the next two elements, compare it and place it in their correct positions. Let's do that. What are the next two elements? Next two elements are 7 and 2. Is 2 less than 7? Of course it is. What do we do if 2 is less than 7? We swap them. Instead of 7 and 2, now we have 2 and 7. So once you have done the swap, what do? You add it to the sorted array. So boom, 2 goes to its new place. And then it's all messed up again. It's not sorted on the left side. Take a look at this. This is supposed to be 2, 4, 6. It is now 4, 6 and 2. So common sense tells us that 2 is not in its correct place. So what do? We have to make sure we put 2 in its correct place. So we compare 2 with 6. Is 2 less than 6? Yes. If it is, what do? We just swap it. Done. We just swapped it and now it says 4 to 6. Is it still sorted? Absolutely not. What do we do again? We compare 2 with 4 again and we say this time is 2 less than 4. Yes, 2 is less than 4. So what do? We swap it. So in this particular position, until now, you realize that everything on the left is fully sorted, everything on the right is still messed up. So what do we do when things are messed up? In insertion sort, we try to mess it up more. So let's pick up the next two elements. And in the next two elements, we have 7 and 9. Is 9 less than 7? If 9 is less than 7, we swap. 9 is not less than 7. So we just take 7 and just put it straight out into the list there. Now in this particular case, surprisingly, take a look at your screen. In this case, we didn't have to mess around with any of these positions because 7 was put into its correct place. The algorithm here will compare 7 and 6. And in that moment, it will realize, hey, 7 is already in its correct position. Let us put it there. And as soon as that is done, we repeat the entire thing again. We go to 9 and 8. We check if 8 is less than 9. If 8 is less than 9, we swap. In this case, yes, 8 is less than 9. Swap it. What do we do after swapping? We take 8 and we throw it out onto the new list that's out there. Done. Now 8 is going to be compared with 7 and the algorithm tells Python, hey, 8 is already in its final place. Don't mess around with that. So insertion sort says, okay, I won't mess around with that. I'm going to mess around with everything else. We're going to come back again. We're going to compare. Is 3 less than 9? What is the answer to that? The answer to that is yes, 3 is less than 9. So we swap it. And once we swap it, what do? We take 3 and we put it into the array. Boom. Insertion sort had to mess around now. Look at this. This is not in its final position right now. So what do? We compare 8 and 3. If 3 is less than 8, swap. Yes, we're going to swap it. 3 is still not in its final place. We compare 3 and 7. If 3 is less than 7, we swap. Yes, we do that. Still, 3 is not in its final role. We have to compare it with 3 and 6 now. Is 3 less than 6? Yes, it is. Swap it again. We put it there. Now it is still not in its final role. We have to compare it with respect to 4. Is 3 less than 4? Yes, it is. We're going to swap it again and we're going to put it there. And now it's going to do another comparison between 3 and 2. Is 3 less than 2? No, it's not. So as you can see, everything on the left is getting sorted one after the other. Even though 3 messed up everything on the left. And now by the end of that iteration, we have completely sorted it out. So what is left? We're done with that, right? So left, everything is sorted. So what is left basically right now is 9 and 5. Is 5 less than 9? Yes, it is. So swap. As soon as you swap, throw it into the new array. As soon as you threw it, everything got messed up. So you start comparing again. Is 5 less than 8? Yes, it is. Swap. 5 is still not in its final role. 5 is less than 7. So swap again. Done. 5 is less than 6 again. So we have to swap again. Done. Now 5 and 4 gets compared. Is 5 less than 4? Absolutely not. So we're not going to swap this. And eventually one element gets left out and on the right side, which is 9. And as soon as you put 9 onto the list there is a simple comparison that happens. Is 9 less than 8? Ladies and gentlemen, no, it is not. In that moment, if it was correct, it would have swapped. It is not. So by the end of it, you can see that we have sorted this entire array using insertion sort in a simple manner. So how did we go about sorting this? The first step was simple. Just assume that the first element is the minimum element out there. It will not be in many cases. In some cases, it might be. First step is to assume that it is the minimum element and then compare every other element. Go to the second element, compare it with the third, fix it. And if it is a swapping that's required, swap it, add it to the left. And again, make a comparison there. Keep doing this until and unless your unsorted array is empty and your sorted array is full. Because once your sorted array is full and your unsorted array is basically empty, it means that every single element is sitting in its final position. Correct? Just rewind the video and watch this again. If you missed out any single step out there, it is actually super simple. Minimum to the left. Keep comparing, keep swapping, and after swapping, and as soon as you throw it out into the new array, what are you going to do? You're going to still compare because there's a good chance it is not going to be sitting in its final position. So insertion sort is all about messing it up first before sorting it again. And even while sorting, it's going to mess it up. And eventually at the end, it's going to sort it out good enough for you guys to get sorted with insertion sort. So what are we waiting for right now? We checked out an example. We understood the logic of how insertion sort works. So as always, we're going to dive right into the heart of the code and take a look at how this works in Python. So let me quickly open up Google Colab and we can get started. So ladies and gentlemen, I've opened up Google Colab. We have the insertion sort algorithm ready. Now, if you guys are looking for this exact piece of code, it is available in the description box below. All you have to do is click on it. It'll bring you to the exact same page where you can run the exact same piece of code. You don't have to type it out again. So you can start working with this right away. Okay, fantastic. Now let's get started with understanding insertion sort programmatically. 67429835. Of course, this is the input array that we gave. We need the input to sort something, right? So this is the input array that we're going to sort. Fantastic. You already know why we need these two lines to basically print us what the input we're about to give. Now, if you haven't had a chance to understand why we've used this, make sure to take a look at bubble sort. If you haven't, I'm going to explain it again. Don't worry. And then we have a function called as insertion. Now, this function basically is everything that I've highlighted right now. It is very simple. We're gonna make comparisons here as well. Take a look at it. What is the first loop that we used even in bubble sort? We used one simple loop that made sure that we can go from the first element all the way to the last element, correct? That is exactly what we are doing in this case as well. But if you remember, with the case of insertion sort, whatever element that you get, right, the first element will always be the key element. It will either be in its correct role, it will not be in its correct role. We don't care. We just pick up the element and we say you are in the correct role. You remember that first step we did? This is where we are assigning the first element and saying, hey, no matter what, you are going to be that first position for us. And eventually what we are trying to do, if you remember in bubble sort, we compared the previous element with the next element. In insertion sort, we compare the next element with the previous element. That is why the J loop says J is equal to I minus 1. Once you go to the end of it, let's say you want to compare 5 now. What are you going to compare 5 with? There is nothing ahead of that. To make sure that our logic works until the last element and including the last element, this is a simple line that we're going to require. And then we're saying while J is greater than 0 and key is less than input, just move it one step ahead. You remember how we highlighted those two elements in yellow boxes? We made a simple comparison to check if one element is lesser than the other. If it is lesser than the other, you just swap these two elements, right? Now, if J plus 1, let me pick up a simple case here. Take a look at this. 8 and 9. This is a simple example that I'm trying to explain to you guys. In this case, J plus 1 is the 8th, this position, correct? Now, is this element lesser than this element? Yes, it is. What does it mean? We have to swap it. So all I'm trying to tell Python in this particular line is to just say, hey, just take this 8, put it in 9. Take this 9, put it in 8. And after all of that is done, the key element, we have to move the key element to the next place, right? So if you don't add this particular line, only one element will go and sit in its final place, but your entire array is still not going to not be sorted. So make sure. I have a lot of people who use insertion sort who are clear with it. You either mug up the logic or you understand it, and you'll only tend to do all of this. And every time you forget the last line. If you do not assign the next element to be the key, it is not going to help you perform any comparison going ahead, because this for loop, right? This statement is still in the indentation of the for loop. So this is going to still run through the entire for loop. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you guys do not forget this. For loop will basically take us from first element to the last element. The while loop that we have, the J loop that we have, will help us make the comparison. If the comparison is as per what we want, just swap the element and eventually move to the next element. For loop will take you from left to right. While loop will help you understand which element to compare and what to compare it with. And if your comparison is correct, give it a simple swap. And at the end, this is basically a simple function call. And eventually the last line says what we are printing. So this line will print you the input. This line will print you the output. Now let me quickly go ahead and run this piece of code. What was our input? Our input was 67429835. That is exactly what we discussed in the theory section as well. Look at the sorting algorithm now. It says 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if I have to add one more element, okay, so let me just add 1 here. Now I messed it up even more. So let me hit the play button again. As soon as I hit the play button, 674298, I just added the 1 here. And as you can see, as soon as the insertion sort algorithm runs, it sorts it perfectly. Even though insertion sort is not very efficient. Now, I don't want to get into time complexity, space complexity. It might become a little complex if you guys are beginners or just trying to understand data structures at this moment of time. But just understand at this moment of time that there are algorithms, there are sorting algorithms which are faster and better than insertion sort, faster and better than bubble sort. And to make sure you guys understand that, you will have to take a look at all the algorithms that we're going to be discussing next. So before we get to that, let's quickly wrap up this episode. As always, I have quiz questions for you guys. There are 3 simple arrays for you. Make sure you guys are getting this sorted. If you have sorted this successfully, head to my LinkedIn or head to the comment section. Just put in a thumbs up or just put in a comment saying that you guys are done with it. Let's see who is the first person to get started and who's the first person to actually finish sorting all of these out, right? Fantastic. Now, with this, one important thing is whenever you ask any question about how you can go about doing insertion sort, you know the logic. You mess it up first, fix it. You mess it up and you keep fixing it until it's finally fixed. That is how insertion sort, a simple way of how you can, remember insertion sort. And I bet with this, you guys are ready for your next interview. If you're where you're asked insertion sort, you know the logic, you know how the algorithm works, you know the example, you know the code. So at the end of the day, by the end of this episode, you know what insertion sort is. Now, we discussed bubble sort on our first episode of the sorting algorithms. On this second episode, we have discussed insertion sort. We're done with these two. And in the next episode of Learn with Anirudh, we're going to be discussing selection sort. So if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, I hope with this simplification of the sorting algorithm, I've had a chance to earn your subscription. Just take a second to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on how selection sort works, merge sort works, and quick sort works. Because bubble, insertion, and selection are pretty simple. When you start getting towards merge sort and quick sort, that is when things can get confusing. And as always, if there's anything that is confusing you here at Learn with Anirudh, we're going to simplify it down to make sure that it is not going to confuse you anymore. We're going to find the simplest ways of how we can explain things to you and make sure you guys remember them well. So guys, thank you so much for tuning to this episode of Insertion Sort. I'll see you on the next one where we're going to be discussing selection sort. So see you there.